What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. I know a lot of you all have heard the news about Devon Franklin and Meagan Good getting a divorce. The news has been circulating around for a few days now. And I wanted to touch up on this story a little bit sooner, but I was out of town. But I had been talking about these two for a little over a month now, about people's concerns on whether they were getting a divorce or not. And now you can see that he filed for divorce after 9 years of marriage. If you haven't already, you guys go ahead and check out the video I did about being unequally yoked and the expectations of starting a family and having children. I noticed that in the comment sections on a lot of these videos that I have been watching, people have been kind of pointing the finger saying that it was his fault, saying that it was her fault. But I truly believe that it was neither one of their faults, because like us, they're human and we all go through things. We all make mistakes and we have to learn from our mistakes. And this is my opinion. This is life. We go through life, and even the strongest people will face many challenges. But with these two, I seen that a lot of vetting and communication was missing prior to their engagement. You got to remember that these two seen an opportunity to have something beautiful with each other, as they both was ready to settle down, but did not realize the major differences that will place complication on their marriage. Sometimes when it comes to admiration and infatuation and just trying to have that status, you tend to ignore the possible signs. And not all the times are they bad signs, but signs that don't align with your personal goals in life. One thing I could say about these two is that they did compromise a lot for each other. They have major respect for each other and stuck it out as long as they could. I don't doubt that these two don't love each other, and I think they still do have love for each other. The way that they ended things amicably lets me know that they'll be longtime friends in the future. Sometimes when you're not on the same path in life, you tend to grow apart, and we see that happening in many marriages. I just posted 2 weeks ago an update thinking that they were in a good space, thinking that they may have just taken a break, working things out. But you see a lot of people do strange things just to get their mind off of that stress. I haven't been through a divorce, but I hear that it can be very stressful and very exhausting. So that's why you will see people fall into the company of others, because they're trying to get away from that stress. And I say that when it comes to Meagan Good and a lot of things that have been circulating around about her. She's a career-driven woman, and like I said in my last video, the article that I read, she was not too fond of having a family or being a mother or even having a child. And I believe this is something that she was considering doing because this is what her husband wanted. But his upbringing was more different, to where he was more family-oriented and he wanted that traditional wife, he wanted that family structure. And I just believe Meagan wasn't able to give him that. We seen the video that was circulating around with Tammy Roman and Reggie Youngblood, as far as him wanting a child and her not being able to give him that. And so this stuff is real out here. A lot of this stuff goes on in people's lives. Like I said, we don't even know if she can even have children or not. There's a lot of things that could be going on to where these two couldn't move forward with the family. But also, when you realize in your head that you don't see yourself being with somebody in the future, then that plays a big role on why you may not want to have children with them. And so these two did the right thing by coming together mutually and making this decision, because why live the rest of your life miserable? Why live the rest of your life wondering what if? Many Christians, as well as the church, who are against divorce and push for making a marriage work, were shocked to see that Devon filed for divorce, as well as people were shocked that, you remember, Dietrich Haddon had gotten a divorce. And although we're not perfect, many people, notice, expect more from Christians, considering the doctrine and the gospel that they preach, and them being peculiar people and not of the world. A lot of people believe that since Meagan was under so much scrutiny and was judged the most, he filed for divorce to save face. And that's one thing I can say about Devon Franklin. We want what we want, and it's nothing wrong with voicing what we want when it comes to family, when it comes to children, or when it comes to a husband and wife wanting to perform certain tasks or do certain things. We have to communicate those things in a marriage. But I don't think that he was selfish, because I believe that he was really patient with Meagan. They've been together for 9 years. He always respected her time and gave her time to do the things that she wanted to do when she wanted to do them. He always had respect for her. He always took up for her when others was judging her. He respected her decisions, her body, her womb, all of that stuff. So I don't see him being a selfish person when it comes to patience and letting her have her freedom. Of course, a lot of things could have been done better as far as him not putting so much of their business out there. But like I said, we all make mistakes. People say he was an opportunist, but you got to remember, she chose him. If you go back to the video that I made, you'll see an interview where she said that, when I seen Devon Franklin, I knew he was my husband, and me and my friends was chasing him around like we were little schoolgirls. So she found him. She had broken up with her boyfriend for many years at that time to be with him, and she said God put him in her life. And I can't say whether that's true or not, because people come in our lives for a reason and sometimes for a season so we can learn valuable lessons. And not all the time do those people stay. But Devon Franklin was different from many guys that she had dated. And we don't expect Meagan Good to be anything other than Meagan Good. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that Meagan Good is who she is, the actress that we know her to be. And to be anything opposite or anything close to a first lady or 100% devoted into Christianity like some people are was different. And I don't think that she knew what she was getting into, because like I said, a lot of people want a God-fearing man. A lot of people want a stand-up guy. But they don't understand that when they get with these religious partners and they have to go by religious beliefs, that's a big shift and a major change in a person's life, especially if you didn't grow up that way and if you're not used to it. So just as well as he was patient with her, she compromised a lot for him and changed a lot for him as well. And I just don't think that that's something that she could keep up with, especially with the judgment that was going on in the church. I believe she even said that she stopped going to church for about 2 years because of that. And I say that because if this is not a personal change, then it's going to be hard to change for someone else, because after a while, you build up resentment against that person because you believe that they won't accept you if you have to be something that you're not. Just as well as a person may not want to go the next 10 or 20 years of their life wondering what their daughter or their son would look like because they'll never be able to have children. It could go so many ways. And although they're getting a divorce, they still was a good representation of something positive in so many ways, because we're used to seeing the negativity. We don't really see too many positive things going on out here, and especially when it comes to divorce, you always see it ending as a bitter result. And marriages come with a few sacrifices, but it doesn't require you to go against your identity or personal beliefs and passions. And I believe this is what was going on with these two. So I believe they had to make a hard decision considering their future on where they wanted to be in the next few years with each other, and just make a hard pros and cons list on their personal values, wants, and needs. With social media and all the technology we got and the influences around us, it's pretty hard to stay married nowadays because of so many opportunities. People don't value those core values anymore, and all of the opportunities takes away from people focusing on their marriage more or focusing on each other. A lot of people is asking why differences after 9 years. That's like almost a decade, but you got to realize that some people could be having trouble after the first year, the second year, the third year. They could already see the signs, but they hang on for so long because they want to make it work, and they hang on until they can't anymore. I believe they could have went to counseling together, got some Christian advice instead of going to worldly people like Will Smith and Jeezy and all of these other people. They could have came together more. You never really heard Meagan Good speaking publicly about their relationship, more so Devon, but there was never a disrespect level there. Marriage requires constant work. There's not an initial phase where the work is just done. You have to keep working at it. You have to keep giving it attention. You can't neglect the process. The more you neglect the process, you start to become strangers to each other. And that's when you become open to other possibilities, especially when people are in your ear. And I don't doubt that people were in their ear. I don't doubt that people wasn't telling Devon that things were not looking right, or she should be more traditional, or talking about the way she's dressing, or the roles and scenes that she was taking on in movies and shows. And I don't doubt that people was telling Meagan Good that he's an opportunist and he's using her, and he only wanted to be with her for her beauty and infatuation. A lot of those influences, especially when you hear them from family, friends, people in the church, social media, everywhere, it kind of alters your thinking and your opinion about the decisions that you made. It makes you second guess yourself. And I believe that's why a lot of people do keep their marriages and even their relationships private, to where you don't even know they're in one or not. They both had a lot of work to do and they both didn't start off on the wrong path. Wanting a marriage is all good, but not doing the work and preparing yourself for that is what makes it hard to keep it up. Now, since the announcement has been made about their divorce, a lot of people have been speculating, and also speculating before, that Devon Franklin may be gay. I read a couple articles, I read a couple of comments. Now let me go ahead and get to this article because it says, "Is Devon Franklin gay? Meagan Good divorce sparks sexuality talk." Rumors about Devon Franklin being gay are surfacing on the net following his divorce news with Meagan Good. Find out details on the producer about his sexuality and the rumors in this article. Alright, it says Franklin had filed for divorce a few months back now. Both have come out announcing their split. Both of them had good things to say about each other and explained no one was to blame for the divorce. In his petition, Franklin quoted irreconcilable differences as the reason for the divorce and asked the court not to grant spousal support to either of them. Then down here it says, no, Devon Franklin is not gay. The American Hollywood producer was married to actress Meagan Good. The couple was married for over 9 years. Now it says, after their divorce news, fans were more curious about why the two decided to end their marriage. Some even claimed Devon was gay. However, the rumors about him being gay are false. We hope to update more information as soon as possible. And right here you can see their post right here that says, after much prayer and consideration, we have decided to go into our future separately but forever connected. So yeah, nothing is said about him being gay, although people are speculating that. But you got to realize too that a lot of people speculate stuff like this when they don't really have a clear answer of what's going on, or just can't figure it out. Now these are just rumors. I don't know what to think, but they also said the same thing when the article came out about Devon Franklin on 10 years of celibacy before marriage. A lot of people wanted to know, how did Franklin go 10 years without sex? It says, how did Franklin, who'd gone 10 years without sex, and his bride-to-be make it work during their courtship? We held each other accountable because we honored the commitment, he tells Essence.com, and we both were already committed to it. You guys can look that up if you want more information on that. And a lot of people thought that that was honorable, as well as a lot of people thought that it was pretty strange. But like the Bible says, peculiar people are not like the world. And I wish these two well in their future endeavors, and hopefully they learn a valuable lesson, not just for themselves, but from each other, on finding people that align with the same goals and values that they believe in, and not moving so fast when it comes to just wanting to be with somebody or wanting to have the marriage status. You guys, if you haven't yet, go ahead and watch the other videos I made about being unequally yoked, and also the unexpected expectations of having children. If you like this video, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm out.